Okay, I'm Caroline Raye and I work for Waltham Forest in the Cultural Hertiage Centre. I suppose on a simple level, where we are at the moment is there's the sets of instructions that we can put into our libraries, people can borrow them, make things, bring them back. Then some of the library authorities are doing the actual kits where they can sell the kits, but on a wider theme, it's about the idea that the library isn't just somewhere that you're borrowing knowledge from, it's somewhere that you're putting knowledge back in, and that could be on a whole massive scale. So we could be working with poets, we could be working with writers, musicians, just about anybody in our local communities, and we could be working out ways that they give us a little bit of knowledge, and then how that goes back in a model that other people can borrow and learn from, but then thinking about how then that becomes an income generation for both the creator and for the library service as well, and how we can either do that within a library building or how we work with our library building and places like workshops where we can expand the model out. So I think it's just a really interesting idea. I think that what struck me as I was listening is that actually I get approached by artists and creative people all the time saying, I'd like to do this in your libraries, and we work with them in a very small way, and they'll put on workshops for us, or they'll do events for us, and it's actually just thinking about how we work with them so that we make it more like the model, and so I just think there's huge opportunities. I think that if we look around all of the different libraries within my authority, it would work in different ways in each one of them, depending on the space and depending on the communities. Walthamstow has a fantastic poetry community we've worked a lot with, so I know that there's a lot of scope there that we could do. But also when we're thinking about redesigning new buildings that we have potential for, how do we create a space within that the community come in, and I guess it's kind of that asset-based community development. How do we use that space to get the community to, from a community cohesion point of view, to start working together, but also what they give back, and how that enables library services that maybe were restricted to a couple of hours a week or a couple of days a week actually become 7 days a week, because they're now in a building with people who are using it in different ways. So I just think there's a huge amount of potential. So I suppose challenges are, haven't done it before, so you feel when there's a lack of knowledge about how you do it, where to start from, where you feel that kind of infrastructure of how would I develop instruction sets, how would I make them, how would I engage with people, how do I sell this to other people. So if I'm trying to convince my regeneration, the property team, that actually we want to create a new space, that we haven't got any fixed idea of how it's going to work yet, and we're going to encourage the community to come in and say, oh, okay, this is your space and how's it going to work. I don't know, skills, the right words, to be able to go back to those people and say, actually, this is why it works. So I suppose having a successful model is useful to be able to look at that. I think local authorities don't have lots of money for putting in to develop new things, so it's about how it's wider. How do we all work together to get the savings or the efficiencies to make actually it a really nice offer that's consistent everywhere, and that we're all doing the same thing. Yeah.